We have returned with more Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. I'm back at the Lucky 38 at the Presidential Suite with all my companions, except for Veronica, who ditched me while we were watching the movie. I'm guessing she went back to the 188 trading outpost. We might pick her up again later. I did put a weapon on her that I might give to someone else. Anyways, I picked up Arcade Gannon again, and we got Rex with us.
What's up? Come back.
Arcade is supposed to give me a quest once we get to a specific point of the main quest, and I'd already killed Mr. House and Caesar. And I destroyed the Securitron army. I would have assumed he would be ready to talk to me right now. Let's talk to Lily.
Look at you, sweetness. Blowing up a robot army all by yourself. Isn't that precious?
Well, Lily seems to be happy with what I did to the Securitrons.
Talk to you soon, dear.
There's a few things in the strip I could do. First place we'll head is back into the tops.
If Mr. House ain't the top dog on the strip, what do you suppose that means for us?
Don't worry about it. Although I'm not actually going to take this route, let's try plugging Yes Man into the Lucky 38 mainframe and see if that gets Arcade to give me his quest.
Oh! Hi again! Can I help you with something else?
Let's see, what is this place?
This is Benny's workshop. When the tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use. I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room. But that's okay. I'm not complaining.
Suppose I wanted to take over New Vegas myself, which, let's not say that I do. What would you say about that?
Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't have wanted me to. But hey, not my fault I can't say no.
What are the details of his plan?
Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them. By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan.
Mr. House is already out of the picture. I kind of caved his skull in with a golf club, Abby style, from The Last of Us 2. Although I compared it more to Bioshock for the challenge it gave me for doing that.
You already took care of Mr. House? Wow, you work fast.
Not really.
He was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs.
I've already got the platinum chip, remember?
Of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word.
The chip was supposed to activate an army of Securitrons at the fort, but I blew it up.
You blew it up? That's just funny because that army seems like the secret weapon that was the whole point of, you know... I really admire how you stack the odds against yourself. Yeah, make things challenging. It's great, really, yeah. So, anyway, let me know as soon as you have the platinum chip and Mr. House is out of the way. I'll roll over to the Lucky 38 and see what I can do. If I'm right about the platinum chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe.
Alright, go ahead and join me at the Lucky 38. Not that it's going to do you much good now, Yes Man.
Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go.
Yeah, I've kind of ruined Yes Man's chances of helping me take over the New Vegas Strip, but that's not my intention anyway. By the process of elimination, you've probably figured out that since I killed Caesar and Mr. House and destroyed the Securitron army, which side I'm going to end up backing in the end when it comes to the Second Battle of Hoover Dam.
Hi! This is big, huh? A very big moment. Here goes. I'll just take that platinum chip off your hands. Thanks. Wish me luck.
Well, that's another Securitron
Wow.
down.
Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network.
What's left of him?
Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? Wow. You really blew up all those Securitrons at the fort. Great. No problem.
Alright, I'll be seeing you, yes man.
Come back later if you need anything.
You enjoy living in Mr. House's computer. Not that it's going to do you much good. I received another quest mentioning that if I continue working with Yes Man, the NCR will no longer accept my help. Well, lucky me, I'm all done with Yes Man. There's nothing else I need to do with him.
The only way to ensure relative safety and independence for the people of New Vegas is to prevent others from taking control of the region. That means no NCR, no Mr. House, and no Legion.
Alright, let's go.
Come back if you need something.
Well, Arcade hasn't mentioned it, but
I need to talk to you about something, if you have a minute.
actually I do. This is exactly what I was hoping you'd want to talk about.
Any day now? Caesar's going to try to march across Hoover Dam and kick NCR out of the Mojave. We're getting caught up in something important out here. Hell, after how you handled Benny, you're practically right in the middle of all this. I know I'm just along for the ride, but it's made me think about the past and how I might be able to help out.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't always with the followers, or with the NCR. My late father was an officer in a group called the Enclave, a remnant of America's pre-war government. Memories being short around here, not a whole lot of people remember them. But they did bad things. Terrorized communities, kidnapped people. Eventually someone stopped them. I was born a few years later at a military base on the coast, a place called Navarro.
What happened to Navarro?
After the Enclave's command structure fell apart, it was only a matter of time before Navarro was overrun by NCR forces. My mother and I left with some of the troopers from my father's old unit, the same people I've kept in contact with over the years. Anyone who didn't get out was killed by the NCR. Even some of the ones who escaped were eventually hunted down by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Ooh, probably shouldn't tell Arcade that I'm actually both a knight in the Lions chapter of the Brotherhood and a paladin in the Mojave chapter. Although he probably knows, considering he's been going with me places. So, where did the Enclave go, as though I didn't already know?
A lot of different places. I only know what I was told. Some of them were cut down by the NCR and the Brotherhood. Some of them went east. My mother never told me what happened to my father, but she and I went south with some others and integrated into the NCR. When the NCR learned that Enclave personnel had integrated, we kept moving to the fringes. It's one of the reasons why I wound up out here.
Yeah, about those Enclave in the east. Don't expect any contact from them anytime soon. They ran into someone unfortunate that was able to wipe them all out. Not saying it was me, but it could have been me. Anyways, why tell me all this?
The Enclave did a lot of bad things, but there were good people at Navarro. Good people with a lot of experience. Not many of them are alive anymore, but I think they can make a difference in the fight against Caesar.
So you want them to help the NCR?
That's a hard question to answer. I know I don't want the Legion to take Hoover Dam. So militarily, yes, I want them to help NCR. If possible, I'd like to figure out a way to help the NCR win Hoover Dam without holding New Vegas.
Well, I don't know if we'll be able to do that last one, but we'll definitely get them on side to help the NCR.
Great. I'd like you to talk to the old-timers, the remnants. I don't think I could convince them by myself. To them, I'm still a kid. But you're a big part of what's happening out here. When you talk to them, they'll understand how important this all is. I've kept in contact with them over the years, so I know where you can find them. But I doubt they'll open up to you unless I come along. I know I'm not always the most serious guy around, but this means a lot to me. Thanks.
You bet, Arcade. One thing.
Sure.
Don't treat me like a pack.
I'm actually going to take back the Remnant's power armor and helmet I gave you. There you are. And then we're going to use them to repair my armor, the winterized T-51B. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this. Well, you'll find out soon enough. Let's go, Arcade. He's giving me his quest for Auld Syne. So we got to go talk to various members of the former members of the Enclave, and once we have them all, we go and talk to them at a secret bunker. So let's begin. These guys are scattered all around the map. One's in Jacobstown. Actually, I think I know which one is in Jacobstown. Yeah, Dr. Henry. He's actually a former member of the Enclave. He actually appeared in Fallout 2. There's one near the Gunrunners. I'll start there. Yep, there goes Rex. That's Speed from Violetta's brain. Rex, wait! Well, the king did say he'd take off like a shot if he smelled rats or anything like that. I'm not wearing a hat, so he shouldn't be upset with me. And I took Arcade's power helmet off, so he should be alright with him, too. According to my Pip-Boy map. The very first member of the Remnant should be here. Orion Moreno. Hello. There he is.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. This place is mine, and I'm not leaving.
I'm guessing you had some kind of accident. Like oil must have spilled on your face or something. Anyways, Arcade and I are looking for you. We're gathering the remnants.
Been a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries?
Let's see, your advanced level of tech would be useful in settling things between the NCR and the Legion.
Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling?
Would you have a preference?
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser.
You coming to this thing or what?
Oh, I'll come. But depending on the plan, I might not be staying. Keep that in mind. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is remember.
Remember, huh? So what'd you do when you were with the Enclave?
Heavy weapons trooper. Nothing better than hosing down a target with an excess of bullets and laser fire. By the time I got through with things, not much was left standing. Any morons who didn't run when they saw me coming got what they deserved. Back then, it was war. If we'd been on the winning side, I'd be called a hero.
Well, the Enclave didn't win. Not in Fallout 2, and definitely not in the capital Wasteland with me around. So what do you have against the NCR?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. The NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I came out here to get away from them. Didn't work out so well. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land. Never mind that I already been living here for years.
So what do you do around here?
Do? I don't do anything. I'm retired.
It makes sense. Alright, I'll be going.
Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him, it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man left.
You know, don't be too hard on him. It's just part of who he is.
I suppose you're right. When you're part of something for that long, maybe it's impossible to let go without losing part of yourself. Moreno may be a stubborn son of a bitch, but at least he's loyal.
Well, we'll see how loyal he is when he finds out which side I'm backing. Also, Arcade, you mentioned from Washington to Richardson. Richardson was the president in Fallout 2. I guess Moreno never learned about Eden. And, well, He never will, thanks to me. You want some of this, geckos? There we go. We nipped back to Vault 34 because nearby to Vault 34 is a cave where the next Enclave Remnant will be. Should be right up here. Here we are, Cannibal Johnson's cave. Cannibal Johnson left some traps around. I can hear that music from the cathedral from Fallout 1 again, which I think also played in one of the Enclave bases in Fallout 2, which makes sense as we're about to talk to another Enclave remnant. That's not human flesh, that's mole rat meat. Are you really a cannibal?
Well, it's about damn time. What took you... Oh.
I'm guessing you were expecting someone else besides me.
I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now, and I thought he'd finally showed up to collect. He's just mocking me now.
The Reaper, huh? Well, in the eyes of the East Coast Enclave, they probably think I'm the Reaper. Arcade asked me to gather the remaining members of the Enclave for the Mojave.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
He thinks your experience in technology will help resolve the conflict in the region.
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is Auld. Appropriate, huh?
Old and remember,
If
eh?
I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing. Day to day, week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew.
Oh, why worry about it? You don't have to be your father. I'm sure he'd be proud of you.
I wonder if he would. It's pointless, I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
Well, if I'd become a doctor, my father'd probably throw me a party. Anyways, let's go get the rest of the remnants. That's right, Rex. Don't worry. He's not really a cannibal. At least I don't think so. I believe the next Enclave remnant is in this hotel. There she is. Daisy Whitman.
Prim has a new sheriff.
Sleeping in a bed covered in blood.
Fine weather for flying. It's times like these that make me miss it all.
You were a pilot, huh?
Vertibird pilot. 71 missions and only lost 1 chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away.
Ah, so that wreck in Klamath in Fallout 2, that was your Vertibird. Interesting. Anyways, Arcade asked me to look for you. We're reuniting the remnants, and they'll need your piloting skill.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a Vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason. But if I get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is dear.
How did you like flying vertibirds for the Enclave?
I was never happier than when I was in the cockpit. I was able to go just about anywhere and everywhere, limited only by the fuel I could carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the things we did were questionable, I know. That's just how it was back then. Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
Well, let's hope so. So what do you do in Novak if you don't fly vertibirds here?
I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of salvage they bring in. Engines, mostly. The bits and pieces we take out are usually worth more than the whole thing put together.
Alright, be going.
Watch your 6 out there.
Arcade didn't come in with me. There he is.
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly. It broke her heart to be grounded.
Should we get somebody to help you pull you out of that wooden pillar that you're standing in? Yeah, I guess it was an important part of her life then. Why shouldn't she enjoy it?
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
Anyways, let's get you out of that pole and we'll get you to the next member of the Remnant. Back to West Side with Arcade. There's a pawn shop here, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk to this guy, Jetta Kruger. Hello there.
You don't strike me as someone down on their luck. What brings you to West Side?
Oh, I've got a 9 in luck. I'm never down on it. Arcade asked me to come and find you. We're gathering the remnants.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like us?
You're going to be the element of surprise.
Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years, but all right, I'm in. None of this means a thing if the rest of the group doesn't show up, though. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
So what were the old days at the Enclave like for you?
I miss those days sometimes. We all had a purpose, you know? I admit that some of the folks in charge were pretty ruthless. The rest of us, though, we were just trying to civilize things. The NCR was still new, and it didn't look like they'd last all that long. Then we lost the oil rig, and shortly after that, the base at Navarro. Nobody left except us remnants.
There's especially nobody left in the capital wasteland. So what happened to the Enclave oil rig in Navarro?
Internal sabotage took down the oil rig. Never did get the full story. The NCR took out Navarro, saying we posed a threat to the region.
Internal sabotage, huh? So what do you do in West Side?
I help tend the crops, stand watch for fiends, and generally help keep things civilized.
That sounds nice. I'll be going.
Uh-huh.
Judah Krieger is the glue that's kept us all together over the years, and with good reason. Anyone who can command Moreno and Johnson in the same unit without somebody getting fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite and kind, but never warm. He always did his best to make me feel welcome in the group. I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty to my father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ideals they fought for, but to the people who served with him.
They're loyal to you, too.
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return the favor.
Well, maybe. Are we sure these guys are with the Enclave? The guys I met in the capital wasteland and fought weren't anything like this. They were just crazy soldiers that wanted to take out everyone, and then their president tried to get me to poison a water supply. Hello, mean son of a bitch. Want to talk some more? So, who are you?
Masofabish.
Masofabish? Do you have trouble speaking?
I have to go now. Goodbye.
Ah, alright. I'll be going.
Goodbye.
So that's why he talks like that. Somebody cut out the poor mutant's tongue. Oh well. Last we gotta go to Jacobstown and get Dr. Henry. Last time I talked to Dr. Henry, I helped him with his research into the Night Stalker mutations, and he helped me with Rex by giving him Violetta's brain to make the Robo-Dog all better. So now I got my Cyber Dog with me, and now Arcade's gonna come talk to him about rejoining the Remnants.
Is there something else I can do for you?
Well, it's not really so much for me, but just out of curiosity, how's the Nightkin cure going?
Promising, but I won't be able to synthesize the drug anytime soon. I really should get back to my work.
Alright, well, Arcade Gannon asked me to gather all the former members of the Enclave in the Mojave.
I'm intrigued, so I'll go to this reunion. I'll be handing things over to Calamity, so talk to her if anything comes up. Oh, you'll need my word from the passphrase to get into the bunker. Friends. Don't forget it. Yes, yes.
What's up?
Nothing on Dr. Henry, or do we have to leave?
Doc Henry always was a hard one to figure out. It didn't seem to matter whether he was working with humans or dogs. He had an equal lack of affection for both. A regular Diogenes. I'm not sure what the man was after. Knowledge is power, but to what end for Henry, I have no idea. The problem was what mattered to him, not its practical impact. He simply solved riddles because they existed.
Well, his work was what mattered to him.
Not everyone dreams of being a revolutionary, I suppose. Maybe we can't all change the world. Maybe it's enough just to do good for the short time that we're here. No one's going to sing Doc Henry's praises when he's gone. But he's probably saved more lives than I ever will.
Well, he's definitely saved Rex's life. He's got a better brain, and he's doing it all good. And if the Nightkin cure works, he'll save Keen and all the Nightkin, too. Now that we've gathered all the remnants, all we have to do now is head to the Remnants bunker, which I discovered on the way to Jacobstown. Hopefully no Cazadors attack us. Although I think Arcade might see one. Well, maybe. Thought there was an enemy nearby. I saw a red marker on the map. Yeah, there it is. I think it's above the... I don't want to take any chances with this, so let's go take him out. Whatever's over here is going down.
What a shame.
There we go. That takes care of the giant mantis. That won't get in our way now. Not that a giant mantis could get in our way, considering the group we're dealing with. Let's head on in. I might have been in here before in a previous part, whether I recorded it or not, but before you can't get through this door because I didn't have the passphrase. But now that I've talked to all the remnants, we do have the passphrase. It's all the words they gave me as part of the passphrase, which, when put together, reads, "Dear old friends, remember Navarro." And the door opens. Now I have to ask the remnants to fight either in support of the Legion or the NCR. Hey everybody. Me and Arcade are here.
Seen that tower on the strip all lit up? You can see it for miles.
I see Orion's still got all that tar on his face. Either that or that's what his face is supposed to look like. Actually, no, that is a graphical glitch on my end. Don't adjust your sets. Anyways, let's talk to Krager again.
Glad to see you made it here all right. So, who are we going up against?
I want you to help the NCR hold on to the dam.
Then that's the plan. We're gonna have a problem with Moreno, though. He won't like that we're helping the NCR. You'll have to talk to him.
I'll go talk to Marino.
You've got only one chance at this. I know Moreno. Once he's made up his mind about something, there's no changing it.
It'll be fine. I've got a 100 in speech. Now I gotta try to convince Orion Moreno to stay.
Over the strip is dead. Good riddance, I say.
That's right. Tell Rex that.
I didn't come all the way out here just so we could save the fucking NCR. I'm out.
The remnants come in, guns blazing, showing the NCR how it's done. You don't want that?
I can't believe you've actually talked me into this. Fine, I'm in. But don't expect me to hold my fire if any NCR troops get in the way.
Thanks for doing this. Getting them all back together again. I'll be honest, when Moreno started going off, I didn't think we'd all be walking out of there in one piece. I still don't know how this is all going to shake out in the end, but at least the Enclave can atone a bit for all the damage it's done.
Well, you've certainly done your part.
I've been wondering about Daisy and the others for so long, I still haven't figured out what I should do. I mean, I'm not like them. I was born at Navarro, and my father served with them, but I wasn't really part of the Enclave. It seems presumptuous of me to think I could join the fight, even if this is a cause worth fighting for. Because I know when fighting breaks out at the dam, all hell is going to break loose in Freeside. They're going to need every doctor they can get.
Well, if you're so sure it's going to be a bloodbath, and you're a doctor, you should stay in Freeside and help out as best you can.
I honestly didn't expect you to say that. When I talked to you about Daisy and the others, you seemed to put a lot of value in loyalty to the past. What's changed since then?
You were born at Navarro, but you're your own man. They have their fight and you have yours.
True enough, I suppose. Getting them back together must be worth more than me spraying plasma all over the dam. Back to Freeside it is. I need to make a stop before I settle in. I'll be back in a while. Thanks again for your help. It means a lot to me.
Sure thing, Arcade. And I've lost his better healing perk, and Arcade has gone back to Freeside. Yeah, that's it for Arcade Gannon.
Those junkies over at Vault 3 been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
Well, at least we agree on that one, Moreno. Rex, I need you to hold some things for me, since I can't carry them all. Well, I have to tell Jeddah Krieger what happened with Orion. Oops. Alright, so I gotta go back in here first. Here I was all ready to take off.
Moreno's a stubborn son of a bitch, but he's also tougher than any of us. I'm glad you were able to talk him into staying. Since Whitman will be staying with the Vertibird, she's offered to give her old suit of power armor to you. You'll need special training to use it properly, so talk to her as soon as you get the chance.
I'll talk to her then.
The training might take several hours, so keep that in mind.
I wonder if I should mention to her that I've already know how to wear power armor.
I appreciate you keeping Orion in the group. Since I won't be needing my armor, makes the cockpit a bit cramped, you should take it. It'll take a few hours to show you how to use it properly, so let's get started.
Oh, for a sec I thought Arcade was still here, and then I remembered... and then I remembered that he already left. Here you go, Rex. Hold on to that power armor for me. I'd show it off, but it's the same power armor we saw Orion wearing. Now, for Auld Lang's sign is complete, and I can leave the bunker. Oh, there's Arcade.
Like I said, I needed to go do something. This is it. It belonged to my father. I thought I might wear it at Hoover Dam, but after you talked me out of it, I didn't see the point in hanging on to it any longer. I'm here because of you, so I figured you're the one most deserving of it. It should protect you from everything short of a plasma caster. And if you need anything at all, you know where to find me. Back to old Mormon Fort, where I can do some good. We followers may be idealistic, but even I know this is going to end in blood. Fortis fortuna adiuvat. Good luck. And goodbye.
There we go, and I'm over encumbered again because Arcade gave me yet another set of power armor. This one I'll show off. It's the Gannon family Tesla armor, which, as you can see, gives me a +10 to energy weapons and a 20 to rad resistance. And the Gannon family Tesla armor, which gives me a -1 to charisma and 5 rad resistance. And it looks an awful lot like the armor I gave Arcade while he was my traveling companion. It's a good thing Rex can carry all this power armor on him, considering he's a dog and doesn't have any pockets. Good boy. You're doing me a great favor by carrying those for me. Who's a good doggy? The Remnant's armor might have more of a damage threshold, but only by 1. Plus I like the winterized T-51B power armor. Plus it gives me a +1 to charisma. Not that I need it. But still, I like the way this looks way better. I look more like a hero in this than like an Enclave Remnant. As the Enclave is still not viewed very favorably by the NCR and other groups for obvious reasons. The events of Fallout 2 being one of them. Well, now that Arcade is done with his personal quest and he's left me as my companion, I'll need a new companion to come with me. So we'll talk to Lily and bring her along.
Leo's getting more and more agitated, sweetie. I think he can smell the fight coming.
Let's travel together, Lily.
That'd be lovely, dearie.
Maybe I can try to get Lily's companion quest done. You know, it occurs to me I never once looked at the obituary I got when Mr. House died. A tragedy has befallen all mankind. Robert Edwin House, 261, President, CEO, and sole proprietor of the New Vegas Strip, industrialist and technological founder, President and CEO of the multi-billion-dollar pre-war robotics and software corporation Robco Industries, has died. Somebody smashed him with a golf club. Who could have done such a thing? Generally recognized by Mr. House to be mankind's only hopes of long-term survival, Mr. House's passing may well sound a death knell for the entire human race. Lost forever is his bounty of knowledge concerning human longevity, the depth and breadth of which could, as he was apt to say, fill several textbooks. Not that he was willing to share it. I tried to get that information for Emily Ordle. He was not exaggerating. Though he did not achieve his goals of functional immortality, let us not forget that he died at the age of 261. How many people can do that? I mean, come on. Well, I did meet that samurai in Mothership Zeta, who's way older and probably still alive. Also lost forever are House's singular personality, force of will, vision, and leadership ability. The probability of an equally capable figure emerging from the current human population to lead mankind to a future of equivalent quality is less than 0.000112 by objective measures too complex to detail in this obituary. Personality and force of will, born June 25th, 2020. Hey, Mr. House was recently born in June of this year. House was orphaned at an early age when his parents died in a freak accident. Auto-gyro lightning? Though cheated of his inheritance, House attended the prestigious Institute of Massachusetts and founded Robco Industries on his 22nd birthday. Ooh, the Institute of Massachusetts. Don't even bring that up, please. Within 5 years, it was one of the most profitable corporations on Earth. By 2065, House was certain that an atomic war would soon devastate the planet. At great personal expense, he developed technology to ensure the structural integrity of the city of Las Vegas, as it was known at the time. On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted the city. Mr. House defeated them all. Talk about vision. Oh yeah, just take a look at Freeside, and you can see that he definitely got them all. Leadership. Mr. House survived the war, of course, and would later recruit the three families, negotiate the Treaty of New Vegas, and rebuild the Vegas Strip. While these achievements yielded many immediate benefits, they were all part of House's master plan to reignite mankind's quest for technological advancement, a plan without which the human race has nowhere to go and nowhere to turn. Except he was planning on taking over the Mojave with a robot army. We'll revise and finish this up later. I've set the age of death to update automatically. Obit makes salient points, but pearls before swine, of course. Let's hope the ingrates never have cause to read it. Who knows how many of them are even literate. Well, that's a nice way to end your obituary there, Mr. House. Now I'm glad you're dead. I've actually come to a rather odd place. This is an unmarked place known as the Deathclaw Promontory. And I brought Lily here because this is the only place I can think of to bring her where at my level she'll be able to have her health drop to half. And for some reason that Deathclaw would rather attack me instead of Lily. Alright, you asked for it. Let's cryolate you. Don't think we're out of the woods yet. Now we are.
Hello again, dear.
What happened in that fight back there?
Oh, Pumpkin. Grandma's sorry about that. Sometimes she gets mad and listens to Leo, which you really shouldn't. The medicine is supposed to help with that, but sometimes Grandma doesn't take it.
Why don't you take your medicine?
Sometimes it makes Grandma forget things she doesn't want to forget, Pumpkin.
I've already asked her about Leo and the medicine she's taking, so now, the next time I fast travel or sleep or something, she should go into the next phase of her unmarked quest called Lily and Leo. For now, let's see what we can find here at the Deathclaw Promontory now that we've cleared out the area. You can see there's some Xander roots and some Brock flowers here. Perfect for making more stim packs. I believe there's a couple of bodies here in power armor. I just have to run around and find them. I don't think you did all of this, Lily. I helped. Me and Vengeance here. Well, I've searched the Deathclaw Promontory from top to bottom. I know there's supposed to be a couple of dead prospectors in power armor that you're supposed to be able to loot, but try as I might, I have not been able to find them. Oh well, I did pick up plenty of Xander roots and Brock flowers. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find them. Oh well. Let's head back to the nearest workbench that I know of. I know they have one in Novak, so we'll head there.
Oh my goodness, look at these little angels. Becky, that dress looks so lovely. And Jimmy, oh my word, how you've grown.
I'm 4 whole feet, Grandma. Did you bring us presents, Grandma?
Well now, I don't know. Have you been good to your mommy and daddy?
Yes.
Well then, let Grandma see what you've got.
Yeah, this occurs whenever you rest or fast travel with Lily. She plays an audio tape of back when she was a human grandmother in Vault 17 with her grandchildren. And now that we've heard that, let's talk to her again.
Hello again, dear.
What was that recording you were listening to just now?
Oh, that old thing. That's just a holotape from the last time I visited my grandkids. Such sweet little children, you know, little angels. Sometimes it's hard to remember them, so I take that old tape out from time to time and listen.
Why is it hard for you to remember your grandchildren?
It's my medicine, dearie. It keeps me calm, but it makes my memory go all fuzzy. That's why I only take my dosage every other time. That way, at least I remember their faces.
But isn't the medicine you're taking the antipsychotics that Dr. Henry gave you? We should probably talk about your medication.
Oh, don't you worry your silly little head about that, Pumpkin. Grandma knows what she's doing.
I think it's too dangerous for you to miss doses. From now on, you should take your medicine every time.
Are you sure, dearie? Taking my medicine all the time makes me feel woozy, but it does make it easier for me to ignore Leo.
I'm sure. I'd rather you didn't have any psychotic breaks, even if it means you won't be as strong.
Well, all right then, dearie. I suppose I'll have my holotapes to remind me of Becky and Jimmy.
There we go. Now Lily will now take her medicine every time she is supposed to. She will no longer suffer psychotic breaks, but her combat effectiveness is reduced. But that's all we really wanted for her. Now she'll avoid going into psychotic outbursts in combat like she did with the Death Claws.
Talk to you soon, dear.
And with that, we've completed Lily's companion quest, and I think that was all the companions. Yeah, I think I've done everything they all wanted. So I think we'll stop here. You can see I'm back in my hotel room in Novak, and we'll stop here for the video. Next time we're going to... Actually, on second thought, I'll show you what we'll do next. Just past the Vault 21 Hotel and Michelangelo's museum here, there's the NCR Embassy, located on the New Vegas Strip. So in the next part, we're going to go in, and we're going to talk to Ambassador Crocker.
Someone got to Mr. House.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, like I was saying, next time we're going to go in here into the NCR Embassy, and we're going to talk with Ambassador Crocker, which I was asked to do quite some time ago, but I was busy. But now I've got everything done, so... That's right, Rex, you're still here. Next time we're going to go in and we're going to talk with Ambassador Crocker and begin the endgame for Fallout New Vegas. Although, we won't get everything he needs done... Well, actually, we might. But there is one other thing left to do before that, but we'll get to that when the time comes. Once again, we'll be on our way. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Say goodbye, Rex. We'll just take that head shake as a goodbye.
If this statement is being broadcast, I am deceased. Please approach a Securitron and take one of the printed obituaries.